Before we get started, yes, this is a mic on the end of a wooden stick. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you're new, welcome too. I've been gone for a while, a little bit longer than I would have wanted to, about 2 months, but it's okay, we're back. But during my absence, just know I still saw the support, I saw the subscribers, the new Instagram followers, the emails, the comments. All of that is what pushed me to make sure I'm back to get these videos out consistently and on time for you all. So as long as y'all keep rocking, I'm be over here still dropping videos. Plus doing some other things that we got set up. A little bit of that I'm going to talk about towards the end of this video, but I don't want to take up too much time, so let's jump into today's topic. This video is going to be all about making the cut and sew process easier. I know outside looking in, it can look scary at times, like how am I going to be able to make that? Some of y'all that are clothing entrepreneurs, you don't want to go through the making blanks. Although I feel like it's a great place to start. Some people just want to jump straight into, you know, for lack of a better words, higher end fashion. They want more complex, unique pieces. And I'm just here to say that is possible to do, even if you do not have a formal education in clothing production and everything like that. Assuming you don't have that formal education or a network to lean on, you're going to be facing about 2.5 obstacles. There's no particular order to them. It's just something that you're going to have to go through as a self-taught, self-learning clothing entrepreneur individual. One of those obstacles is going to be finding a compatible manufacturer. Emphasis on compatible because what might work for one brand might not work for you. Whether it comes down to time zones, communication, the style of stuff that they make, it's just a plethora of factors that can make something work for another person and not for you. So put the emphasis on not just finding a good manufacturer, but a compatible manufacturer with you and your needs. The other obstacle is going to be communicating your design ideas. If you don't know how to make a mock-up, if you don't know how to make patterns or sew up your own sample, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to communicate your design ideas, but it's not impossible. And the half obstacle that I mentioned is going to be money. You can do all of this with or without much money, but the more money you have, the easier it's going to be. The tighter your budget, a little bit more difficult, but like I was saying, it can be done. It's possible. Let's start with touching on finding a compatible manufacturer. There's no shortage of ways of finding manufacturers in general. You can search them up anywhere. You can go on Google, you can search on Alibaba, you can use one of my favorite ways, which is on Instagram. I'll make sure to link that video so that you can see a little bit more about that process and how I find manufacturers on Instagram. But to find compatibility, not just finding different manufacturers, you're going to have to put in some legwork. You're going to have to talk to the agents. That's essentially the people that handle the sales and the communication for these factories. So yeah, you're going to have to talk to them. You're going to see how well y'all are able to talk to each other. You got to see their work, ask for pictures, ask for videos. And at the end of the day, when they pass that whole visual test, that's when you're going to have to get to the physical part of it. You're going to have to order a sample from them. You're going to be testing their lead time. See how long does it take for them to produce things. How do they fit you into the schedule? When that sample comes in, really look it over. Look at the stitching lines. Is it straight? Look at the quality. Look for mistakes. Look for what they did do good. That comes back to the compatibility part. If you're asking a denim manufacturer to make a bubble coat, okay, they might struggle making the bubble coat, but if you notice that on the bubble coat all the lines were super straight, all right, maybe I'll just go back to them and stick with them on the jeans part, because I know they can sew, I know they can do this, I know they can get measurements right. It's just, what is their specific niche? What is it that they do super well? Find what's compatible for your needs. So once again, you're only going to be able to get that from going through the whole process with these manufacturers. There's really no skipping it. You just have to do it beginning to end and take notes of everything. Go do it with other manufacturers, compare the notes between them and see who's most compatible for you. But like I was saying earlier, before that sample, you need to be able to communicate your ideas, your designs to them. To put in a simple package, what these manufacturers are going to need from you to understand what you're trying to do, they're going to need a mock-up of some sort, measurements, they need to know what materials you're going to be using, including the trims, and then finally, what's going to really sell it, especially if you don't have that formal education to produce your own mock-ups and all those other things and patterns, they're going to need references. The references is the one thing that they can understand. When they can see a picture of an already made garment and see exactly what you're talking about, like, I need this pocket shaped like this, I need a curved hem over here. When they see it, they'll really be able to understand it, even through that language barrier, if there is one, if you're producing overseas. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. So out of the 4 things that I just mentioned, I feel like the toughest one would be that mock-up if you don't have your own skills. Finding measurements, materials, references, you can kind of do that yourself through your own keen eye, whatever you're looking for, just searching on Google. But the mock-ups one, if you don't have any drawing skills or know someone that can draw, you're gonna have to go find someone that can help you with that. Websites that are good for that, you can go on Fiverr, go on Upwork, just go in there and type in technical drawings, technical flats, mock-up flats, anything in that vein. You should be able to find somebody that can do it for you. Or of course you could come to me, you know, email me, go on my website. If you didn't know, I also create mock-ups, tech packs, whatever it is that you need, just hit me up and we could go from there. And now for the half an obstacle, that is money. Like I said earlier, you can do it with or without, but yeah, that money is going to make it a lot easier. With money, you can hire a consultant to help you out on all this. You can just straight up buy manufacturing leads and see who's got a good reputation out there. If you have enough money, you might even have the ability to fly out to these factories, get to be there firsthand, create that relationship with them. That goes a long way in producing clothes. Another big factor of having money is being able to sample with multiple manufacturers at once. That's going to cut down on a lot of time of finding that compatible manufacturer for you. If you could just test 10 of them, order 10 samples, order 10 of the same sample from different people, see how they all interpret your tech pack, see how the communication goes. So yeah, money goes a long way, but there's a way to do this. If you're on a budget, it's still possible. I started on a budget myself. When I first started my original clothing brand in 2016, I had saved up literally $1,000 and I was able to make a run of 50 hoodies and 50 t-shirts, all cut and sew. Wasn't the greatest, but it was a start and I learned a lot from it, and I sold through the hoodies, not the shirts. To this day, I don't know if I sold a shirt, but whatever. I'm just saying, on a budget, it is definitely possible. There are lots of free resources to learn. If you're watching this, this is a free resource right here, my whole channel. I've already linked like maybe 2 or 3 videos in this video alone that each dive into certain topics a little bit deeper that you can learn about and give you things to research on your own. There are free vector-based drawing programs such as GIMP. That's essentially similar to Illustrator, so you can learn, go watch tutorials on GIMP, and you can teach yourself to draw your own mock-ups. You can make your own patterns inside of those programs. You can teach yourself to sew if you want. Now that's the real roundabout way to do it, but essentially all that stuff you can teach yourself. You can start on those different programs with just tracing things and creating mock-ups that way. You know, essentially do a collage. Take this piece, I'll trace the pocket from it, I'll trace the shape of this jacket, and I'm going to combine it and make the ideal piece I've been looking to do. My whole goal of making this video was to make this process simpler, break it down into different tasks that you could tackle one at a time, and it just makes it easier on your whole mental, gives you peace of mind, and gives you actionable goals that you can knock out one at a time, and you'll see a lot of progress that way. So that's going to be all I have for today. please make sure that you like this video, engage with it in some way. The algorithm has kind of been feeling me mainly because of y'all, so I need y'all to continue to run it up. Keep the comments going. Comment down below what kind of video you want next. But before I get out of here, just to tell y'all a few things I'm working on. I am working on a summer mock-up bundle. I really want to drop it pretty soon so that people can start getting production going for their spring summer clothes, you know. I'm also setting up online consultations. I've been getting a lot of emails about that. I just want to make sure I'm really doing it the right way and really making sure that you're getting value for whatever money you're spending, and not just value, but making sure like that the consultations are compatible. That should be coming soon. I mean, I already have a space on my website where you can inquire about consultations. You know, you can just email me or use that contact form. But that's pretty much it. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram, of course. Besides that, I hope everyone has a great day, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.